Hey there, baseball fans. It's Ben, and I am back with my bread and butter junk wax era baseball packs to rip. None of these are actually wax packs, though. Now that I look at it, but same idea. So I got a bunch of junk wax era packs recently. So I'm going to go through and open up a handful of those for you guys. First, we have an '89 score. We have a 1990 score. We have a 1988 Topps with a Ryan Sandberg All-Star showing on top. So that'll be going right in my PC. And then an 89 Donruss rack pack. So starting off with the 89 score, what you'd be looking for in this is pretty much nothing. There is not anything worth mentioning in 1989 score. So if you ever are out and are looking at packs for sale, if there's anything, if they ever charge you anything more than 50 cents for these, then you should not buy it because there's nothing in here. Starting off with Willie McGee, actually a nice action shot of him. And he is I think he's a vastly underrated player overall. He had a real impact on the Cardinals for a long time. So hats off to you, Willie McGee. There's Milt Thompson. There's Dave Parker. It's an interesting shot. If his head was up, this would be a great shot, but it's not. There's Frank Tanana, Tim Wallach, Don Baylor. They came in with these Maris Goes After the Babe, these year to remember things here. Greg Brock, Jim Gantner, Rick Aguilera, Frank White, Bob Brenly, Juan Neves, Lloyd McClendon, Stan Jefferson, Charlie Lee, and Jeff Hamilton. That was one of the worst packs ever. There was literally nothing in there of interest. No errors, no Hall of Famers, no stars, literally nothing. All right, so there you go. 1990 score, a little bit better. Here you'll be looking for the first base set Ken Griffey Jr. There's a Frank Thomas #1 draft pick coming out of this, but you're really looking for the Bo Jackson shoulder pads card in here. So starting off with Nick Asaski, Dave Valley, Ozzie Guillen, Gene Larkin, Omar Vizquel. I think that's probably the first card for him coming out of score. Felix Fermin. Here's the MVPs from '66. It is Roberto Clemente. Put that over there with these. Scott Bryant is our first round draft pick. Not as good. A very vacant stare from Scott Bryant there. Not as good as the Frank Thomas. Walt Terrell, Mark Grant, R.J. Reynolds, Bob McClure, Dave Leiper, Terry Pendleton, who ended up being an MVP a couple years later, Jeff Robinson, Pat Perry, and Jim Clancy. Another dreadful pack from score. So far we're striking out here. Let's move on to the 89 Donruss wax pack, or rack pack, I should say, with the puzzle from, I'm just blanking on his name here, Warren Spahn puzzle on this one. And here you're looking for the Ken Griffey Jr. rated rookies, pretty much, or the Randy Johnson would be a good one too. So there's our puzzle piece for Warren Spahn. We'll put that over here. Bob Dernier, used to be a former Cubby, if I recall, yep. Mike Davis, Ken Oberkfell, Nelson Liriano. There's a Diamond King of Dave Schmidt. Tony Pena, like he's going to a poetry slam with that turtleneck and glasses. Not playing catcher. Brian Downing, Terry Kennedy, Jim DeShays, Mike Pagliarulo, Mike Lacoste, Greg Minton, R.C. Gonzalez, Paul Mirabella, Tom Candiotti, and Tom Brookins. Wow. We are swinging and missing here so far. This is what happens sometimes when you open packs. Another puzzle piece for us. All right, starting off with Al Nipper. There's a Chris Sabo Diamond King. Kirby Puckett MVP, so there's our first Hall of Famer. Tom Prince. An Alan Trammell MVP, so there's another Hall of Famer. Let's move these over here. Ken Daly. Wes Gardner, Jay Howell, Van Snyder, Steve Balboni, Mike Morgan, Jack Clark. Hey, Nolan Ryan! There's one for my PC. It's a good-looking Nolan Ryan. You know, with these black borders, see all the printing lines? All of them have that. It's so just what it is. So Nolan Ryan, that'll go on my PC. It's a good-looking card. Dale Mohorsic and Mike Davis and Cecil Fielder. So there you go. He's not a Hall of Famer, but I'll put him aside. I've got a little player collection going for him. And our final 1989 Rack Pack Cell. Get that Chris Sabo, so it's our second Chris Sabo here. Greg Harris, Dwayne Ward, Vince Coleman, another player collection guy. Greg Brock, there's the Warren Spahn total puzzle. There's a Robin Yount. He's a Hall of Famer for the Diamond Kings there. Dave Martinez, Willie Frazier, Mike Harkey, rated rookie, Tim Laudner, Hal Morris, looking very angry. Chris Brown, Mike Scott, MVP, Brian Harvey with, I don't know what that is. I think it's like missing ink or something. And then Jeff Robinson, Diamond King. So, that Nolan Ryan was good. And that redeemed us a little bit. Now we've got this 1988 Topps. Tom Glavine's the big rookie here. Excited about that Ryan Sandberg. Got a couple in my collection already, and then also looking for the Keith Comstock error, I suppose would be the one I'd be after. So there's a Ryan Sandberg glossy all-star from my PC. There's Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt right there. There's a Hall of Famer for you. And we don't have any of that gum to deal with, which is nice. Moose Haas, Cal Daniels, Tim Hewlett, Alan Trammell, another Hall of Fame player. Herm Winningham, Gary Gaetti, Rob Murphy, Jeff Reardon, looking very angry. He looks more like a pirate than a baseball player there. Tim Burke, Willie Wilson, Gary Roenicke, Dan Plesac, and there's Cal Ripken Sr. as a manager for that one brief period of time. He and his boys were all on the Cardinals. That must have been awesome. You know, as a dad myself, I can just imagine what it must have been like to be the manager on your boys' team. There's Greg Matthews, Chuck Finley, Lee Sakata, Randy Myers, Ed Hearn, Floyd Bannister, Ted Simmons, there's a lesser tier Hall of Famer, Rick Manning, Joey Cora, Gene Nelson, Cecil Cooper, John Davis, Tom Browning, and Jim Fregosi. And our final cell here. Wally Bachman. Hey, George Brett. That's a good one. John Shelby. Denny Martinez. There's a checklist. Gene Garber. Dave Engel. Sam Horn. Todd Froworth. Bill Gullickson. Keith Hernandez. Tim Laudner. Paul Nochi. And Kevin Bass. And who was the other guy? Billy Hamilton or something? Billy Hatcher. Billy Hatcher. There you have it. Those are some wax packs, rips, handful of stars / Hall of Famers in here. And most importantly, these two from my PC. So, nice little rip. If I paid, you know, a few bucks for these, then I'd be happy. And I think that's what I did pay. I think I paid probably for those four, probably about $3. So, makes my day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.